Hi guys, this is Renee Fouché here, and I just wanted to really do a quick video about what leadership really means and how to become a really good leader for your team. A lot of folks in management and leadership positions often feel as though their full job is to just tell everyone what they're supposed to do, right? As leaders, a lot of times we try to provide as much training, as much support, as much information as we can for our teams. And while that is very important to make sure that your team has all of the tools that are necessary and all of the information that they need, what happens is, as a leader, when you're trying to put together a lot of this stuff all at once, it takes up a lot of your time. And unfortunately, even though this is very important, it's also not an income producing activity. So most leaders will tell you that, sometimes when they have to take a step back to go and stop and help others and show others and teach others, we spend a lot of time on the phone, a lot of the time on email, going back and forth and trying to help folks. While that's fantastic, what happens is your income kind of stops because now you're kind of playing customer service for your team. So the way to become most successful and to build a strong and successful team is to lead by example. Okay, what I mean by this is that you should not be taking a whole lot of your time coaching your team. I mean, it just is what it is. Because what happens is the better that you get at that, guess what? Your income starts to decrease because you're spending all of your time trying to coach people. And statistics show that there's only a small percentage of your team that is going to perform. That's why when you have sales staff, any type of sales jobs, generally what happens is they have a high turnover rate. Why? Because only a certain percentage of people actually put in the dedication and the time to get the job done. A lot of other people just kind of, play around with it a little bit until you just get rid of them. And so if you're spending all of your time trying to coach all of those people and only a small amount of them are going to actually be serious about it anyway, that means that you're essentially wasting a lot of your time. So that's why for us in Empower Network, we actually leverage a lot of things on the internet. Okay, so instead of having phone conversations with folks about $25, we put all the information online. You have more than enough information online to make a decision and spend $25. You don't need a phone conversation to do that. I'm sure if you have ordered pizza or anything like that recently, you don't call Pizza Hut, for example, and ask the manager to come by your house and discuss with you their various menu options before you go ahead and spend $25 for them to show up with the pizza at your door. You just don't do it. Why? Because that sounds ridiculous. That would sound absolutely ridiculous. When you call Pizza Hut, try it right now. You can call them right now, and when they answer the phone, they're going to ask you, do you want pickup or delivery? They don't want to know whether, you like chicken, when was the last time you had chicken? Would you like to have wings? Do you like wings with pizza? They don't want to know, why you choose the sides that you do. They don't want to know why you choose those toppings. Like, do you like pepperoni? Did your mom feed you pepperoni? Did you have a pepperoni trauma when you were a kid? They're not interested in that. Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. Would you like delivery or carry out? That's it. What manner would you like to do to spend some money today? Because $20, $25 is not enough to have a long conversation. Now, if you have a huge event that's going on and you need to have it catered in and you're spending like hundreds or thousands of dollars to get this food done, well then yes, someone stops and sits down with you maybe for 30 minutes or an hour to talk to you about your preferences and what you want to do. But when you're spending less than $50, nobody's going to sit and hold your hand about it, okay? So that's why we leverage the internet for things like that. So when you have your team and you're building your team, regardless of what type of business it is that you have, the best thing to do is to lead by example. Now, if you are an employee somewhere, I'm sure you can relate to the fact that It's annoying. I'm going to use sales, for example, okay? It's annoying when you have a sales manager, you're doing sales, maybe you're the top salesperson, you have this sales manager that hasn't sold anything since Jesus was a little boy, and yet they're trying to tell you something about something. Why? Because they're not leading by example. They're not sitting there making the sales so that they can show you an example of how to do something. They're just trying to talk. Nobody wants to hear that, okay? So the best way to lead your team is to lead by example, okay? If I haven't taught you anything in any of these videos, hopefully this one was able to reach out and touch someone. Now, if you are interested in learning how to become a better leader, how to grow your team, utilizing automated strategies, instead of roaming around Walmart or, knocking on doors or, just begging strangers to join your business, if you'd like to learn how to automate some of that so that you can grow your team by leaps and bounds within the next 90 days, I want you to go ahead and click the link below. I'm sure there's a link here on this video somewhere, and go ahead and click it. And if somehow, there's no link there, I want you to go ahead and go to topdailycommissions.com. You can always find great information there about how to work from home and automate your income. So go ahead and do that. Connect with me. I would love to work with you. Please understand that I'm not going to call you about $25. My time is reserved for the producers on my team. I love doing coaching calls and I love showing folks how to build their business, but I only do that with my most motivated, self-motivated folks. It's kind of like, broke people always get everything. It's always the most expensive for them. You get the highest interest rates. You get everything high cost. Rich people get a lot of stuff for free. That's just how it is. You may not like it, but that's just what it is. Most rich people get a lot of stuff for free. Why? Because they're already rich. And people want to give them stuff. When you're broke, nobody wants to give you anything. That's just what it is. So the same works for building an organization. The most attention, the most time goes into those that are producing, and the ones that are just kind of hanging out don't get as much time. Why? Because you're just hanging out, and I don't want to hang out. I hang out with my kids. That's why I do this business, so that I can hang out with my family. I can hang out with my kids, and that's why I teach others to automate their business as well. So go ahead and click the link below. If you have a family and friends that you enjoy hanging out with, instead of talking to strangers, go ahead and click the link below. See you guys soon. Have a good one.